Hey guys, it's me Emilia, back again with another related video. This time we will do a cute pumpkin theme for October and we're gonna forget about that I'm uploading this video in December. For the first time I will show you in one video my cover page and also the weekly spreads to the corresponding theme. So let's begin! This is my September forest theme. It's an easy one, so if you want to try it, you can check out the previous video. Here are our brand new pages for October. For all the headings, usually saying October, I will use this China-produced soft tip pen. I honestly have no idea how it's called because it's all over with these Chinese symbols. And the only thing that I can read is SB57, so I guess I'm gonna call it this way. Next, I'm choosing the colors for the pumpkins. From the pen test page, I really like this color, so let me get it out. And because, as you know, I like colorful stuff, I add a few more pens. And also another Chinese pen. Yay! As these three pens are water-based, I will use them to add a bit of smooth in the pumpkins, but for this I need also a glass of water. Now I'm ready to start the theme. And I did cheat in the beginning by making October too small and not centered. You see this? Anyway, I'm gonna cover it later, you will see how. Or probably already have seen on the thumbnail. Since again with the starting I have no idea of what I'm going to make, I draw with a pencil where I want the pumpkins to be. The pumpkins themselves are very easy to make. You make an oblong and narrow oval and add small ovals on the sides. They should slightly increase in size as they move away from the central one. Strange, right? Usually people would say that they should decrease in size, but this is how the volume and the roundness of the pumpkin is created. On the upper side of the pumpkins, a small depression, not like the so one depression, it's like a small depression right here, yes, is formed in which I draw a simple handle. And behind it we fill the depression with oval lines to outline the back of the pumpkin. Now below I will draw a second larger pumpkin that seems to be supporting the top one. Since they're placed on the top of each other, I will not draw a handle on the lower one. Of course, the pumpkins cannot be just straight, for that we draw two rolled pumpkins from the sides using the same method. In the process of drawing, I discovered another way of drawing that may be easier for you. To draw a small cylinder or barrel and then draw the ovals according to its shape. It becomes much more easier because from the very beginning I can see the full size of the pumpkin and it's really easy for me to judge where the ovals should go or should stop. And because there can be a heroine without old school black cats, I'm making one to hide behind the pumpkins. I quickly made two more pumpkins on the side so the left page is not completely white. At this point I still hadn't decided what I'm going to put there, except for the two pumpkins of course. Now I'm gonna return to the right side where I will outline the already drawn pumpkins with Micron 01. I try to make the lines clean and slightly rounded. It is important that they're clean and straight because they only serve purpose to outline the pumpkin. Later I will fill the white fields with orange. I have to be honest, it's quite mesmerizing to do. Now that I outlined them with completely black outline, I realize how I made the pumpkins quite levitating off the page. Look at them guys, I mean look at them, they don't have a plane to step on or anything. So in such case, I advise you when you make this type of drawing to make a line that serves as a floor and not one pumpkin down and another up. I mean, I cover the cat black because black cats are awesome and I continue with covering the pumpkins. For this purpose, I use the water-based art and graphic twin pen that I mentioned earlier, which means that it washes off when exposed to water, or it smudges, maybe it's the better word. See how with the pen I cover only the edges of the oval where the black line of the micron is, and the middle of the oval remains white. As soon as I draw them before the color has completely soaked into the page, I take a small brush soaked in water and start to blur both ends so that there is an iridescent lighter tone of orange in the middle. You see, when this effect is repeated on all pumpkins, they look more voluminous because they seem to have like shadow, the orange shadow. And speaking of shadows, after I finished the cover, I decided that I wanted to add some detail to the pumpkin with black. I darkened the highlights between the pumpkins. I added a little small lines on the inside of the ovals. Honestly, I don't know how to explain it, but they add a lot of charm to the pumpkins, like I love them. I will even add a few flowers around the pumpkin just for fun. And because my eye can't stand unevenly levitating pumpkins, obviously, I decided to add a floor-like lines to support the pumpkin pyramid with the pharaoh cut on it. When I make the lines, I try to darken them just below the pumpkins because they're expected to be more like shadows there, if that makes sense. I add some color with the light green marker and start fixing the other mess, the font October. Yes, as you saw in the beginning, I kinda messed it up. So people say that we get smarter after every mistake. Well, honestly, my brain should have exploded by now. The only way to save this mistake is to stick something over it. Yes, this meme is my buju career in one picture. Thanks goodness I had more of that brown craft paper, but somehow it didn't seem like enough for me, and so I decided that I needed to add another cover of paper. At this moment, honestly, I didn't have a single piece of paper in my room or in my apartment at all, except the notebook and the brown craft one. So for this, I decided to take advantage of the Dingbats notebooks, which have 16 perforated pages on the back. The perforation allows me to tear them out without destroying the notebook. Perfect for fixing mistakes. Since I was desperate of the black color, I definitely wanted to change it to something brighter, and for that I decided to use the orange again. I wrote in calligraphic way October and voila! And yes, of course, while I'm trying to tear it, I will smudge the pen that hasn't dried. Whew, we're starting over, guys, and this time I'm going to let it dry before doing anything to it. Here, on the sides, no touches. You know, the funny thing about this video, actually there are two funny things, is that while I was shooting this video, I was struggling to keep the windows from shining too much direct sunlight on the note because my camera just goes crazy with that light difference. And the other funny thing is that I'm doing this voiceover in 2 AM in the morning. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing in my life right now, but yes, at least I'm gonna have a video at the end. Yep, so by the way, if you like this video so far, you know, and also my struggle with the lightning and my midnight adventures of voiceovering it, just give it a like or even subscribe to the channel. I'll be more than happy to have you. While I wait for the orange color to dry, I fully lighten the pumpkins on the left, and because I'm so smart, I smudge them too. Ugh. Okay, I'm going back to the title and I'm gonna outline it with Black Micron 01. I won't tell you much about the decoration because I honestly do it in every single video, so you probably already know it. If not, check out my other videos. I cut more of the paper so it can fit in the brown frame as well, and I continue my fight with the sun in my room. I'm putting the finishing touches on the two pumpkins and I'm starting to wonder what the hell I'm going to do with that page on the left. I don't feel like writing quotes. Can you believe it? And for that I decided to make a page to stick my memories from the month when the month passes. So yep, I'm doing a bit of outlining. If you're wondering from where I know the exact right size, I have a small Xiaomi printer that prints convenient photos that are ready-made stickers, by the way. So it's really easy for me to see the size. But I'm going to make a special reel or short just to show you how I stick them on the paper, so yep, stay tuned. I add an additional frame on the photo locations for more perspective, and with that we're ready! Yay! We turn the page and I start with the monthly spreads. Since every single piece of page in this house needs to be used, I tear the page again and to use it as a sign. As I don't want to waste a lot of page space for this one, I'm gonna try to make the brown one as small as possible and then the white one inside even smaller. And for this I try to tear off the edge of the white paper as close to the letters as possible. Even before they're glued, I try to edge them. Another really important tip that I can give you is that when you're drawing a drawing or something on the paper that you later glue into your notebook, always draw first and then glue, because if you mistake something, like just 1 minute ago I smudged the October because I didn't wait for the orange to dry out. If I already glue that, it was gonna be really complicated for me to, unglue it and then glue it back again. So guys, if you can draw something on a separate paper, stick it after you draw it and after you're happy with the result. Yep. As always, I will make a month at a glance box because it helps me a lot to organize my month, and with the orange pen I mark Saturdays and Sundays. That way it is much more easier to navigate the events that I have to do with just one glance. And on the left I make a box for monthly goals and box for expenses. These fields are one of the most easy to do and they're coherent with almost each theme, so I really advise you to use them. It's just one continuous line that I do the shape of square. I highly recommend giving them a try. Since a part of the monthly review, this page seemed pretty empty and I had a problem with blank pages, I decided to draw a nice pyramid of pumpkins with a cat love next to it. With that, we have finished the monthly plans, but since I promised you today that we're gonna make a full theme on the video, I'm not gonna stop here and we're gonna continue with a little more to make 3 weeks. The first spread I will make is a typical vertical spread. If you have been around here, you know it's one of my favorites and I do it fairly often, just with different themes. So in the upper left corner I put a calendar because it's always good to know what week we are and in which month we are in, and I mark the week in orange. I quickly make some pumpkins and cover them in the same way as the previous pages. Finally, of course, I end the weekly by writing Hello October. I don't know about you, but I find something really cute about saying hello to the month. Maybe I sound like a psycho, but I'm sure that you'll get me. We go to the second spread, which is of a mixed type, but I would liken it more to a horizontal spread because all of the weekly fields are under one another. This week is a bit more interesting than the others because it actually combines 2 different weeks for a total of 8 days. You can see the specific marked dates on the calendar in orange right now. This is because October 12 to October 17 I was on trip in Romania, where we almost got lost in a fog. We visited great salt mines and last but not least we had a meeting with Prince Edward, Princess Margaret and the Prince of Luxembourg. It was a great experience. We had a cocktail together, well, actually they and me and 70 other people, but I guess I should be satisfied with that. Well, since this trip was outside of my normal daily routine, there was practically nothing to use the journal for, so that's why I just didn't draw these days. And I combined the 2 weeks into one. The last week I think it's my favorite from the aesthetic point of view. Again, I wrote October, but this time I write by October, because it is the last week of this month. I glued this wonderfully cozy photo of autumn leaves and I think it says the entire vibe. I put on stamps, I drew some boxes. One of them is for my weekly menu. Yes, this week is the week I decided to cook in our house and take food to work. Well, it didn't turn out exactly how I imagined it because it's hard for me to keep all of the dirty dishes I generate. But however, everything has its beginning. I don't know how I didn't manage to cook anything with a pumpkin in October, but I don't know, what the heck did I eat? So next time we're gonna do very fast November. People in the game industry compete to see who will pass a level the fastest. You know, it's called speedrun, and I can complete to find the theme that is the fastest. So November is one of the fastest theme I've ever done in my life. You should check it out. But really, the whole November theme took me more than 30 minutes. Don't you believe? Well, come and see. So I guess that's all for now, guys. Thank you for watching till the end. Honestly, I appreciate it a lot, even taking that I'm really sleepy right now doing this voiceover. If you like this video so far and you want to see something similar, you can subscribe to the channel. I won't spam you a lot. Although I'm really happy with this October spread, honestly, it's my favorite so far. But yep, I think that we have a lot of spreads to cover. So see you in the next video. Until then, don't forget to stay on the sunny side.